Hey guys, it's Krista. So I cut my hair and I deleted my PrettyLittleFro Instagram account. I have been gone for quite some time, almost over 3 months, about 3 months, um, maybe a little over 3 months by the time this video is uploaded. And quite honestly, I have been replaying what I was going to say in this video over and over in my head a lot over the course of these past 3 months because I didn't know what I was going to say. Um, but basically, I think I'm just going to sort of tell you what I was going through and why I decided to leave YouTube and why I decided to cut my hair and why I decided to delete my Instagram account. So basically, when I started this channel, I was still in college and I had a lot of free time, and I just sort of did it because I was bored. I really didn't have friends, and it blew up. It kind of blew up. I think in the first month I was on YouTube, I gained like 13,000 subscribers or something like that. And when I was, I started, I started receiving validation for the things I was doing very quickly. And that made me feel really, really good. So I kept doing it. And quite honestly, before this, I really didn't have an interest in hair. I was growing my hair out, but it really, to me, hair was just always a thing. It was how I expressed myself. So I changed my hairstyle a lot. I wore weaves, I wore wigs, I wore crochet braids, I wore my hair out. I was changing my hair all the time because that's just my personality. I can't have the same hairstyle for more than 2 weeks without getting bored. Um, but I started Pretty Little Fro and I started wearing my hair out all the time because that's what was getting me views and subscribers. And those things were making me feel really good. So I was like on this high where I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing so good. I'm doing so good. I'm doing so good. And I would go hard every single day. I was making videos like almost every single day for about like 6 weeks. Um, and then like sort of January or probably early February, I realized that it was kind of taking a toll on me, so I stopped. But I was still obsessed, and I was mad at myself for not making content. And if you sort of look through my posting schedule, and if you've been here since the beginning, you would know like I would go like hard where I would post, and then you wouldn't see me for like a month because I would get so worn out and so sucked in to YouTube that I would forget everything else that was going on in my life. Because these views and these likes and these subscribers were validating me, and I was getting like an emotional high off of it. But then when I wasn't posting, I would sort of sink into this depression where I thought I wasn't good enough, and it was really hard on me, and I was having anxiety attacks. And even reading through the comments, I mentioned this on my vlog channel, but reading through the comments on this channel caused me so much anxiety. And even to the day, I haven't read any comments on this channel since January, and I still don't read comments on this channel because it's like, oh, you're great, you're awesome, like all of this, and then it's like, oh, you suck, you're stupid, you're an idiot. And I would be like, oh yeah, I'm so great, I'm so great. Then somebody like says something mean and I'd come crashing down, and it was such this emotional spiral all the time. And if you have dealt with anxiety or depression, you might understand this more. But when both having an emotional high and a crash, both of those are not bad because your emotions are constantly like this, and they're based off of other people feeding you validation and information, or negativity. So I was always on this like emotional roller coaster, and I was sacrificing, my personal life, my relationship with my boyfriend, because YouTube gave me such this great emotional high. So even those crashes for me, they felt like they were worth it because I'm like, my next video is going to get this many views and I'm going to feel so good. And, once I hit this many subscribers, I'm going to be happy. And I kept getting more subscribers and more views and more companies reaching out to me. And I was never happy, and I never felt happy. And Pretty Little Fro was like this anxiety inducing thing that I did because I felt obligated to do it not only to validate myself personally, but because, I was getting all this positive feedback, how I was so great, and I was inspiring people wearing natural hair, which was amazing. But when I looked in the mirror, I I never felt like those comments and like me being whatever, like great or whatever, like they never translated to me personally. So when I looked in the mirror, I never felt like I was good enough. And it I don't even, I can't even tell you how, like it seems so silly, because at the end of the day, like 50,000 subscribers is not that many in the grand scheme of things. It's not like I was making, a crap ton of money on here. um and some months I did make a decent amount of money, and some months I felt like I worked really hard and I didn't make any money. So that just added to my crazy emotions. And one of the things is, like, I never felt good enough, because when I saw myself, I never saw Pretty Little Fro, quote unquote, like reflected back into my actual self. Um, I always felt like I wasn't good enough, like my hair was ugly, and that I was ugly, and that I was never good enough. And I always felt like I needed to validate myself by coming on here and making a video so I could see, like, oh, these people love me, everybody loves me, I'm great. But I didn't feel that way about myself. And if you talk to Zach, because I feel like Zach he's great. And he has been there for me more than anybody else through this whole thing. And you can tell him, you can ask him just how, like, emotionally unstable I was during the past year, because 2017, a lot was going on for me. I started Pretty Little Fro. I graduated college. I started my first job. I moved out of my house for the first time. I moved in with my boyfriend. And it was a lot. And all of it was taking this toll on me. And so I felt like Pretty Little Fro, like, this is the thing, like, I'm doing good here. Like, this will be my success. This will be my reach into YouTube stardom, blah, blah, blah. And then I realized that, like, I wasn't happy, and it wasn't making me happy. And I really, the thing is, I had to let go of the things that were causing me anxiety. I have anxiety, and I've had it for years, way before YouTube, and I've been dealing with it. And I realized that, unless I want to keep living like this, like, every single time I posted a video, I would have, like, go into this sort of, I wouldn't say it's like a full-fledged anxiety attack, but I would sit there, and it's like when you drink like 4 cups of coffee and you don't have any food on your stomach, and you're just like this, and you're just like obsessed. And I would have to, like, turn off my electronics so I wouldn't go back and check every 5 minutes to see how many views I'm getting, because it was so much emotional turmoil for me. And even before I filmed this video, like I mentioned, like, I've gone over what I was going to say a million times in my head, and none of the things I'm saying right now are what I thought I was going to say, but this is sort of just what's coming to me right now as I'm filming this video. But quite honestly, I was addicted to the feeling, the subscribers, the likes. I was addicted to it, and it was just like, when you have to go back for more and more, and even if you're not doing good, you have to go back for more. And it was just, there's a lot happening behind the scenes that you guys didn't see. And quite honestly, like, I don't know, like, I never felt like myself, and I felt like I was constantly being judged, and felt like I constantly had to prove these people wrong. Like, the negative comments I get, I constantly had to prove them wrong so I could validate how great I was. Like, and it was just, is bad. Like, it's very bad. And I really haven't dealt with that, like, level of anxiety, like, for a couple of years, since I was, like, sort of in another negative situation. And through this whole thing, I've realized that when you're constantly trying to make other people happy, nothing you do is going to make you happy, because you're constantly trying to do stuff for other people. You're constantly trying to prove, these haters on YouTube wrong, or prove your supporters right. And as time went on, I just realized that I wasn't doing this for me anymore. I wasn't, I was doing it because I felt like I owed it to somebody else. and like I was trying to validate my own happiness because I was making other people happy, and in turn I thought that'd make me happy, and the more subscribers I got and the more likes I got, the more people I was making happy, and in turn the happier, excuse me, the happier I would be. And that's just not what it was. And this was like, there was months of me trying to convince myself that I need to stop. And I was thinking about stopping like way back last summer, and I just kept going, kept drilling, because I was like, I have to do this, I have to do this. This is the only way I'm going to be good. This is the only thing I'm good at. Like, and that's honestly so not true. I was just listening to a Gary Vee video on YouTube, and he was talking about the only way you're going to be successful is if you're true to yourself, because that's the only thing you're ever going to be able to do long term. You can do these things short term, but they're going to fail if they're not true to yourself, because you're going to be exhausted and you're not going to be motivated to continue that. And I was trying to fit into this YouTube box of, what does it mean to be a good YouTuber? What does it mean to be a successful YouTuber? What does it mean to be a successful Black YouTuber? And what does it mean to be a successful Black hair YouTuber? And there's these boxes and these check marks that you have to tick off in order to do that. And I realized that I couldn't do that because those things weren't making me happy. So yeah, I know this video has been long and ranty, but long story short is this channel and PrettyLittleFro was just causing me so much anxiety and so much unhappiness that I had to let it go for my own sake, for my personal and mental health. And you guys don't even know how much happier that I have been. Like, I read a book, like I read an entire book in less than like a month. I don't even know the last time I had time to read a whole book. Like, I know it sounds so silly, but every single night, I would wake up at 6 a.m. I would leave work at like 4:30 and get home around 5. And then it was YouTube every night. And I was barely seeing my boyfriend, who I live with, because I was so into this YouTube world that I was sacrificing our relationship for the sake of subscribers and for the sake of followers. And now our relationship is better than ever, because it's like, oh, I'm actually, like prioritizing things that are important to me, like my relationship and my physical health. I started working out. I started doing yoga. I've started hanging out with like people in the real world. Like, I went axe throwing, like throwing giant axes. I mean, like threw knives and stuff. And I went curling, like curling where you like curl a thing. I did that. I am going on vacation with my friend, which like is awesome. We planned a vacation, so that's going to be really fun. And it's like, I'm doing all these things like out in the real world. And I really always thought that social media was the only way, and getting these subscribers was the only way I was going to feel happy and successful in life. And I realized that's so not true. And having subscribers is never going to make you happy, because I feel like on social media, everything's so like rose-colored glasses. Like, you see everybody in the best light all the time. So you think your life needs to be like that, and you think that having long hair is going to make you happy. And I can tell you, having long hair is not going to make you happy. The real reason that I cut my hair is because it was so tied to PrettyLittleFro and all this emotional baggage and like anxiety and depression that I was dealing with over the past year since starting, that I really had to let it go. I didn't cut my hair until like after a month of stopping filming on here. Because I was really indecisive, but every time I looked at my hair, all I could think about was all that negativity and all the things I was doing to try to make myself artificially happy. And I realized I had to let that go, because I was never going to be able to legitimately be happy unless I let go of the things that were holding me back. So yeah, I don't really know what else I have to say. I do have a new Instagram account. It's just my name, Krista Knight. So Krista with a K and a Y. Everybody on here loves to misspell my name. But yeah, I'll leave that link down in the description box if you want to follow me there. I've started doing photography. I've done multiple photo shoots at this point. Like, I love taking pictures. But one more thing I want to mention is, when I wrote down all the things I want to accomplish in life, I want to travel the world. I want to take beautiful pictures of just amazing places. And I want to inspire people, especially Black women, especially young Black women, that there is not a box you need to live in order to be happy. There's not long hair and having, fancy clothes and all these things. They're not going to make you happy because they are very short term. I want to live a life that makes me happy, and by doing so I want to inspire people to live lives that make them happy. And so I can't come on here and pretend to be somebody that I don't want to be, or do something that I don't want to do for the sake of followers. If that means that I have to lose some of you guys because you're only here for hair, then that's okay. I think I've come to a point where I don't need, where the numbers and the subscribers and the validation I got from them is no longer necessary. It's no longer wanted. I want people to see me, and I want them to be inspired to live the lives that they choose, and not to, not this artificial happiness, and not this sort of, I don't know. I just don't want to perpetuate this thing where it's like you see everybody's happy on the internet, and in real life they're not happy, and in real life they're struggling. And I just want to come on here and be real and talk about things that matter to me, and make content that I wish people would make and that I could have watched. That's what I want. I want to make content that is fun for me, and I don't want to. I just want to be me. That's all I want to be, and I don't want to be some part of me, some single aspect of me that I show on the internet that is you guys may think is all encompassing of me. Because my hair, as cliched as it sounds, because I know so many natural hair people have recently cut their hair, as cliched as it sounds, I only want to be Krista, and I want you guys to see me for who I am and not my hair. And I want the whole aspect of me, whether my hair is like this or in a weave or in a wig or whatever, because quite honestly I wear wigs all the time still. That's what I want you guys to see, and that's what I want to share here online. So yeah, I am going to be making videos again. I'm not going to be promising any type of schedule right now. You guys gave me some great ideas on my Instagram. So if you have more suggestions, you guys can head over to my new Instagram account and leave comments there. But yeah, that's all I have to say. That's kind of it. I really hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. But at the end of the day, I had to do this for me, and that's also the reason I didn't, film cutting my hair, because I felt like it was just going to go down that road. I'm like, oh, if I cut my hair, on camera, I'm going to get I'll get a million views. And I'm sure me cutting off most of my hair on camera, we got a ton of views. But at the end of the day, I had to do it for myself, and I have to live my life for myself and do the things that make me happy. And hopefully in turn, those make other people happy. But I can't keep in the mindset that getting more subscribers and more likes or whatever is a thing that's going to make me happy, because it's not. Like, my life offline has been so much better in these past few months, even in the short time. So I want to make sure that I stay in that space. I want to make sure, that I'm not sacrificing my own personal well-being for the sake of YouTube or Instagram. So that's all. I know this video is long, and I'm not sorry about that. For those of you that made to the end, you're awesome. Like this video if you like it. Don't like it if you don't like it. But yeah, that's it. I'm Krista. That's all I want to be. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.